Hey, if you're watching this video, get out of here. What are you doing watching my private video? This is for when I went into when you have a bad crash and you can't seem to get anywhere with Adobe Audition 3.01. You can maybe find they have these crash report files and delete that. This one was I went into the preferences and adjusted the amount of RAM that's allocated for the wave buffer. It's stock, it's set at 32. I have 8 gigs of RAM in there and I put it up to 4,000, like half of my RAM. And that's what it was set at. I went in there and checked it. And when I exit it, worked on the session, and then when I shut the session down the next time, or maybe, I don't know, at some point it came up with this error. You have too much RAM. We're going to revert to 512K, and maybe that'll iron everything out for you. Then it fired off a C++ error, and it was just a loop of that. So here's what you can do. You can look in x86 program files, the Adobe directory, delete that. I mean, first you need to go into Revo uninstaller. There'll be three things. There'll be the Adobe Audition, then the update 3.01. Then there's some kind of Vista compatibility. I did the Vista compatibility. It came up and said the uninstaller is not available, but then it manually deleted some stuff. Then I went and did the actual Adobe 3, not the update. Did 3. And it seemed like it actually ran the uninstaller. Okay. Most of the times in playing with this, it would not run the uninstaller. It would get to that point and then it would just fail. It would go, the wizard hasn't changed anything. Then I would manually uninstall using Revo. So this time, maybe this install is going to work. But what you need to do, you Revo it, Revo uninstaller. Do the Vista compatibility first. This is on a Win764 machine. Then you do the program, then you do the update. Okay? And then reboot, and then go and look in Program Files x86, delete the Adobe folder. You go in Program Files x86 common files, and there's some Adobe shit in there. And then also user My Documents Adobe shit in there. Get rid of all of that stuff. Okay? And then when you go to the folder, don't click the setup. You could try either or, but there's one called component. So I did that component, and then maybe do the update, and then crack it. Because this software is not for sale anymore, and they gave it away, but now the server's not even up to activate it. So there's a crack. You can take that and replace that for the executable, and then it will be like it's activated. And I mean, because this is really old software, but that's the process that I went through to get Adobe back up and running. I got it back up and running, and then I tweaked that number, and the same thing happened. So this time I'm going to boost it up to 512 and leave it there. You should not mess with that number. The problem wasn't that number, it was that the drive that had the temp file, there's 2 temp files for that software, and the main one, that drive filled up. You recorded 4 albums on it, and it's a 300 gig drive. So I installed another hard drive on the machine and moved some shit around to make room. So there's room on that temp folder, and there's more room, but really we need to rebuild. We need to get a better computer and put a pair of SSD drives in it, run Windows 10, and then start using PreSonus Studio One and get rid of all this old fucking pretend jerk-off software that you're running, PD. Come on. What are you trying to do? All right, I hope nobody watched this. This was just for me. So how's that for your peace and hug your pets? Spank that little demon.